New details this morning in the trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors now claiming that from behind bars, Combs has been trying to reach out to victims.
Yeah, that they came to Ben Affleck and they said, the wife's on these tapes. So that's something I can confirm to be fact. He said, I asked my partner for an Advil. He handed me the Advil. I woke up 22 days later. Combs is the person who measured them and put them in the coma. They like to keep memorabilia from these escapades. And, this is something that's a lot more common than people think amongst elite parts of society.
Do you want to know where he is? If you want to know where he is, I'll tell you where he is, but he wants to surrender. He's here to surrender.
Very party, bro.
I'm a legend, baby, for a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
Hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it.
Justin, right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy. Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. I had legal guardianship of Usher when, he did his first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. And we gonna go buck fool crazy.
In a dramatic new development, Sean Diddy Combs is facing fresh turmoil after one of his attorneys formally withdrew from the case amid mounting legal pressure and expanding allegations. The exit comes at a critical moment, as investigations intensify and public scrutiny reaches unprecedented levels. While attorneys sometimes step away for strategic or procedural reasons, the timing of this departure has only deepened speculation about the growing complexity surrounding the case. Once regarded as one of the most influential power brokers in the music industry, Diddy now finds himself confronting serious legal challenges that could carry profound consequences if the allegations are proven in court. The withdrawal of counsel highlights just how high-stakes the situation has become, with every new development unfolding under relentless media attention. Adding yet another layer to the controversy, a new accuser has reportedly emerged with claims dating back to 2018, further expanding an already complicated legal battle. As the case continues to evolve, the spotlight remains firmly fixed on what happens next, both inside the courtroom and far beyond it.
Tell us a little bit about your client, of what you can.
Yes, so she reached out to me a few weeks ago after being referred to me by another attorney who knew I had been doing things about this case and had been sounding the horn on Diddy. I've actually sued him in another lawsuit in 2021 in Miami with Trey Songz. So she called me and told me a very horrific story about her and her escape from the... She told me that she was at a friend's house who had industry ties and was on the phone with Diddy, and he decided to come to the house. And when he came to the house, everything was fine, that there was another woman there who we've determined to be Christina Coram, KK, who Diddy talks about a lot as his right-hand woman, if you will, and that they were discussing trafficking her. And then that led to her being served a drink where then she started to feel woozy, and then Mr. Combs her with an inanimate object, and then actually directed another gentleman to her while he watched and pleasured himself. So she was able to escape eventually and ran out into the streets yelling and screaming, and a neighbor heard her because this happened in a quiet suburban neighborhood, if you will.
So there's a witness?
Yes, we have a witness. We also have a police report, and that was made in 2018, that she, when she initially filed the police report, she didn't name Diddy out of fear of retaliation, and more importantly, fear that no one would believe her.
We all have stories. Mine is horrific. Why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy, and we really want to forget the trauma.
Diddy's former backup dancer Tanika Ray speaking out. In the wake of federal home raids, trafficking allegations, and speculation the embattled music mogul could face criminal charges.
Since then, I've been like, yep, I have a lot of stories, y'all. Maybe I'll write a book one day.
Law enforcement had enough to get the search warrant. They maybe even have enough to get an indictment, and if so, I expect Diddy to be arrested in a matter of days and no more than weeks.
So there's that.
I have never talked about this publicly.
Tanika reacting to this interview from Joy Reid's MSNBC series on Instagram. Culture critic Torre claiming Diddy fired a family member after allegedly refusing his advances.
Years later, they finally came out, and this is a male, and said that Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over.
Oh, yeah. You know, we all have stories. Seriously, we all have stories. Mine is horrific, and only 5 people know it. And I probably will never tell it.
Tanika, who's also worked in entertainment journalism, referencing an alleged experience with Diddy from 1996 in her caption, adding, nothing that is happening is surprising.
And mind you, I then interviewed him many times. And I also am very intimately aware that you tell your truth and you become victimized over and over and over and over and over and over. But it just is so traumatizing that women just want to live every day and feel safe.
Can't nobody hold me down.
This comes amid Diddy's looming legal saga. His attorney calling the Homeland Security search warrants, quote, a witch hunt with excessive show of force and hostility that led to a premature rush to judgment.
The government likely has a very strong case against Diddy. They don't execute these types of search warrants until they have talked to witnesses, have gathered evidence, and they believe they have an ironclad case. Not only that, they had to get a federal judge to sign off on the search warrant. Ultimately, I think Diddy is going to be indicted by a grand jury. If Diddy waives his right to a speedy trial, he could potentially push the case out a year or more. And Diddy has essentially unlimited funds to defend this case, and I expect him to litigate it very aggressively.
Back in Tanika's message, she explains why now was the time to share her story, hinting someday she might put pen to paper.
And when we revisit and revisit, we live in a state of victimhood, and nobody wants to live there. So for those of you like, why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy, and we really want to forget the trauma. So there's that.
I know I pissed a lot of people off, including you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a full circle moment, everybody.
Yes.
Get into adult conversation.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't seen you in over 15 years, but I'm not seeing wrinkles. I'm seeing good. You live a really hectic lifestyle, and I don't understand all the running around, and who are these people that you surround yourself with, and who are these people? Do they violate you? Do you get robbed? What happens? Now, you threw a house party, and I got the footage, okay? Look at this. Now, who has this many people at their house? Puff, and or Sean, Diddy, Doody, what do I call you?
I think you should call me Puff. You always call me Puff.
I do.
Yes.
Okay. First hurdle jumped. Jesus.
I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous to come out here.
The controversy surrounding Sean Diddy Combs continues to escalate as new allegations emerge. A woman named Tanya Wallace, who claims she attended several of his private gatherings, has stepped forward with accusations she describes as deeply disturbing. According to her account, minors were allegedly present at some of these events, raising serious concerns about what she characterizes as inappropriate circumstances. It is important to emphasize that these claims have not been proven in court and remain allegations at this stage. However, their emergence has intensified scrutiny around an already high-profile legal situation. Events once portrayed as exclusive, glamorous gatherings are now being re-evaluated under a far more critical lens, as investigators, journalists, and the public await verified facts and formal legal proceedings. As with any developing case, the full picture will ultimately depend on evidence presented and examined in court. Until then, the story remains part of an ongoing legal process, one that continues to command widespread attention both inside the courtroom and beyond.
I'm going to start with Tanya Wallace, who claims she's been at a freak off and said she saw children, and it was hard for her to say it.
It was very hard for her to say it, Ashley. So what she said was that she was flown out from LA to Miami by the Saudi prince. And they ended up eventually on Star Island at one of Diddy's parties. She says, among many other things, she goes into details.
She believes she witnessed underage victims at one of Diddy's 2018 parties.
I'm looking like, are those midgets? Because it's people over them, it's people trying to hide what they're doing.
Adults who are little people, or are you talking about minors.
Am I gonna get in trouble? I don't want to say I witnessed any of that crazy stuff, but we all have common sense. Little people that's not supposed to be there.
You're talking about underage people.
It's a shame.
Is this woman, Tania, is she really saying that there were minors involved in these freak-offs?
That is exactly what she's saying, Billy. Now, as for what they were doing, she never really could get a clean look at it. She said there was a wall of adults encircling them who clearly didn't want everyone at the party to see what was happening there. She said when she saw this scene with the younger people, that it was about 7 a.m. and that the party had been going all night.
Did anyone ask her why didn't she leave, and what was she doing?
She was there as the guest of a Saudi prince. As to why she didn't leave, I don't know what time she left. I agree with you that once you see something like she's describing, that's the time to tip out the door.
Or call the FBI. I mean,
or call the FBI, exactly. But you know, that's the other thing that we've heard from a lot of people who've been involved in parties with Diddy, that there are NDAs that are signed, and you walk out and you feel like, I can't say anything to anyone.
Real reasons why or what really happens, they don't know because they wasn't there. And that would affect me emotionally. But I got myself into a situation where I was about to get trafficked. And this was like 3 years ago. And I was just like, it was a close one. You know, I came up on this prince and he was Arabian and he flew me to Miami and he said I was gonna be there for 2 weeks. We were in a $30 million house and I ended up being there for a month and I had to escape, okay? And we were meeting so many girls and girls from Love and Hip Hop was coming in the house and celebrities was there and all of this stuff, but it started to get real weird. You know, it was a lot of drugs. And like, I don't do hard drugs like that. Like I was smoking weed, you know, and they were doing hard drugs and stuff. And it was just like, it was getting, like my gut was telling me something bad is about to happen. But he was trying to like distract us with buying this stuff. We was going shopping and doing all these things. And for some reason I felt like I'm used to getting, but like this right here, where am I about to be tomorrow? And why are we still here? So then he says, well, we're gonna go to Cuba. So the girls start talking in the house and they're like, girl, I gotta get back home. And he said that I can't leave. And I'm like, well, what is he gonna do with us? Then, you know, we had went to some celebrity's house and we ended up at P. Diddy's house. And I just started hearing conversations and I just got trafficking from it. Because, you know, I heard the prince saying something like, oh, you can have whoever you want. Like he was like selling us, you know? So I'm like, is this traffic? Like, what the? And it gave me a whole nother outlook on everything too. And I had to like really like pump my brakes on how I do things. And maybe because a week before that, I had just said like, I want to be in Miami. I want to be around royalty. I want to spend this much amount. And I realized everything that I said that I wanted, it came like the next week.
Tanya Wallace ignited a firestorm online after her interview with No Jumper, where she shared a series of allegations about gatherings connected to Sean Diddy Combs. In the discussion, Wallace described the events she attended as far more troubling than their glamorous public image suggested, portraying environments that, in her view, went well beyond typical celebrity excess. One of her most provocative claims was that members of Diddy's family were present at certain gatherings, an allegation that quickly sparked widespread debate across social media. It's crucial to note that these statements remain unproven allegations and have not been tested in court. As public conversation swirls, the situation highlights just how fast high-profile interviews can shape perception. Ultimately, any definitive conclusions will rely on verified evidence and formal legal proceedings, not viral reactions or online speculation.
Club Live ended up ending like later than out here, like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
We go back to the mansion. We chill for like an hour. Next thing you know, we load it up, like how we always do. We load up and go places, but now we loaded up on our way to Star Island.
What is that?
Star Island where Diddy lives.
Oh.
So that's where his freak off goes.
It's
on.
just like a section of Miami, or it's like an actual island?
It's actually, because the street has like a whole bunch of palm trees and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, you know, I did TMZ. I just did a documentary for TMZ last week, right?
Okay.
And it's the, I seen you on the first one.
Oh, they're doing a follow-up.
Yes,
Oh,
because
I
they
didn't know
have
that.
more information. So it was the downfall of Diddy.
That's true. There's like hundreds of more accusations after the first one. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I sat down with Harvey and they basically, I got there because I had footage. So I gave them footage that nobody has.
Okay.
And so we're on Star Island. I'm in my Snap recording like, oh, Diddy's house is lit, da-da-da. But I haven't got in there yet. So I'm not knowing as soon as we get to the door that they were gonna lock up our phones in bubble cases. We could hold it, but it's locked up. We can't use it.
Right.
So I'm like, what the So I walk in. Instantly, one of Diddy's sons, Christian, was like, you, come here. Now I'm walking with the girl that I brought. The other girls are walking behind me, but once we got in the house to the side door, it was a backyard, so everybody split up.
And so the vibe is that the pretty girls, dudes will come up to him and kind of like make it clear, like, yo, you're getting invited to the latter tier of this party.
Exactly.
And they're giving out what, like little sandals?
Exactly, that's what they were giving out. So he, when the son came up to me and said, you come here, or called me over there, I'm like, who, her? He's like, no, you. So I'm thinking like, why not both of us? But okay, whatever. He's like, take these shoes. The shoes, the robe shoes, white terry cloth robe shoes. They're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, what do I do with these? He like, this is how you get in the house. So I just took them, I carried them, and that's when Diddy came, like, just appeared. Now, when somebody walks behind you and rubs the side of you, you already know, like, what the?
Yeah.
You might as well hold me and pick me up. What was you about to do? Throw me in the pool? But everybody was already skinny dipping. That's nothing. When I walked in, before I seen Diddy, I'm just peeping out everything. House music going like a rave. Do, 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 do. And it's real, real loud. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. People drinking mimosas, eating eggs and bacon in the goddamn pool. But naked though. And just walking around, and waitresses passing around drinks left and right. I was even holding the drink in my hand, and I don't even drink like that. Occasionally, but you know, so when he came up to me, he's like, how are you liking my house? And I'm like, I'm trying not to be starstruck, so I wasn't looking him in his eye. And so I was just having side conversations with him. He's, oh, you know, the prince been telling me a lot about you, and da-da-da-da, like, but you need to go inside my house. Enjoy my house. And he's saying little stuff like, what's mine is yours, and all of this stuff or whatever, right? So I tell my friend, like, girl, let me just go up in this house. You know, like, the wants me to go inside.
Right.
But I don't want to leave you out. So I'll be in there for a few minutes. I'll be right out. Walk up in there. This going on, that going on, a few things going on.
So wait, like the main house is the party, and then there's a separate room or a separate section where the freak off is taking place?
Separate section where the freak off is taking
And
place.
you can't see this section from the main party?
No, because you got to go inside the house. The party is like outside, and the party is inside too, but that's the freak off.
Okay.
So people that are just outside, they won't know what's going on.
And you're talking
until
about,
you walk in.
You're saying that
Publicly fucking in multiple people.
there's just like a couch, and there's
Exactly.
just some couple dudes fucking a bunch of girls? or?
Yeah, and naked, everything. I mean, they not pulling shit to the side, trying to be discreet about it. No, this is like they in the room by themselves, tuning out everybody around them.
Such a crazy concept to me because I have so much experience having on camera, but I can't imagine just being at a party and just wanting to have an where like a million other people could see you. It seems like such an obvious thing to be like, let's go in the other room.
Right, but you know what? With the music and the drugs and the drink, do
Right.
they even care?
And I was thinking about that, like if I'm gone off the Molly.
Gone. I'm talking about gone, like
for
like
sure,
a rave. Like I've been to these Hollywood parties. You know the parties where you go in Hollywood, like it's like different sections. Like it's a R&B, not R&B, like a reggae side, then a techno house music side, then it's a regular mainstream side.
Right.
The music was loud, as if as you go to different sections of the house, it's different going on, like a different tone of music. You get what I'm saying?
Even as Sean Diddy Combs' legal team fights allegations and navigates mounting public scrutiny, another sensitive topic has resurfaced online: the tragic death of Aaron Carter, who became a child pop sensation in the late 1990s, was found dead at just 34 years old. Authorities ruled his passing an accidental drowning, citing contributing factors related to substance use. His death left fans devastated and reignited broader discussions about the intense pressures of early fame, addiction, and mental health struggles in the entertainment industry. Recently, social media speculation has attempted to link Carter to ongoing controversies surrounding Diddy. No verified evidence or official finding supports any such connection, and these claims remain entirely unsubstantiated. As public attention grows, it's crucial to separate fact from rumor. Aaron Carter's death was thoroughly investigated and officially ruled by authorities. Any additional claims circulating online should be approached with caution until confirmed by credible sources.
Following developing news tonight in Lancaster, where pop star Aaron Carter has died at the age of 34.
Yeah, the troubled performer grew up in the limelight, but he was in and out of rehab several times in his short life. Chris Wolf is live for us in Lancaster. He's got more on this. Chris?
Yeah, Rick, MB, the street is now cleared. People have been moving in and out of that home behind me all day. And tonight we heard from some of those closest to Aaron Carter, and they all say the same thing. They all share stories of a very kind, loving, caring, humble, yet troubled young man. It's the tragic death of a young performer, and now family, friends, and fans around the world are suffering the loss. Singer, rapper, actor Aaron Carter is dead at the age of 34. Oh my God. Carter's close friend and stylist shared this video of a recent birthday celebration for Carter's fiancée, Melanie Martin. She is also the mother of their 11-month-old son, Prince.
It's very painful, very, very painful. I talked to him 2 weeks ago. He was at the dentist and he FaceTimed me. He said, come over. And I said, I have work to do. I wish I could have just go see him at least one more time.
Nick's brother Aaron Carter.
Right.
A lot of people keep forgetting. Aaron Carter was begging for help, begging for independent financing, begging for security. He made it very clear Sony was out to get him, just like Michael Jackson told him they would be. And right around that time, his brother had just been accused of graping one of the girls from making the band, Diddy's entity. And they were trying to make all of that go away. And Aaron called his brother out. And then the next thing you know, he said, if anything happens to me, I did not do this to myself. And then he was gone.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old. I'm sorry. I'm sorry the way that I look. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. It hurts. It hurts so bad because there's like nothing I can do about it. I take for high blood pressure medication, and I took for my mouth. How would you feel every 2 seconds seeing a tweet? You go, oh, look at this. Oh.
Aaron Carter's mom has made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead. And the reason for this is she is calling out the police and feels like they did not do a proper investigation here, because she is certainly insinuating that there may have been foul play involved in Aaron Carter's death.
We're gonna bring her on, but before we do, I just want to make something really clear. The police
have said it was not foul play. They have not identified anybody as a person of interest, a suspect, anything like that. The operating theory is he was huffing and he overdid it and died in the bathtub. So that's the operating theory. She has a different point of view.
Right. The photos that she has released show the bathtub. It shows the floor around the bathtub, and there are things that she sees there or doesn't see in these images that that make her suspicious. And she wanted to make sure that Aaron's death remains something that people are talking about. And I think she's insinuating she wants people to put pressure on the police to do a thorough investigation. So joining us now to talk about why she put these out is Jane Carter, Aaron's mom. Jane, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you so much.
So Jane, why don't you walk us through what troubles you about that scene, about the things that you saw in the photographs?
And the things that you've heard happened in the house.
Oh, well, the first day, I got a call. The first thing, I got a call from my daughter, Angel, and she said that Aaron was found in the pool. So then I found out later that he was found in a tub, and the stories just kind of kept changing. But I was very concerned.
Meanwhile, Sean Diddy Combs' once powerful business empire is showing signs of strain as his legal troubles mount. Reports indicate that bail requests have been denied multiple times, meaning he could remain in custody while the case moves forward. Repeated denials often reflect the court's serious concerns about flight risk, public safety, and the severity of the charges. Inside the courtroom, the battle has reportedly intensified. Defense attorneys are exhausting every procedural avenue to gain an advantage, while prosecutors continue pressing their case as investigations and related claims evolve. It's crucial to remember that these remain allegations, and Diddy's guilt or innocence will ultimately be determined in court. Yet the developments have undeniably cast a shadow over a figure once considered nearly untouchable in the music industry. As this high-stakes case unfolds, the final outcome will hinge not on public opinion, but on the evidence tested before a judge and jury.
I talked to you about that breaking news before the break. We are just learning that a judge has denied another one of rapper Sean Diddy Combs' requests to be released on bail. Remember, he's behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, waiting for his trial to get started next year in May. He's been detained for 2 months on charges of trafficking and racketeering, which he's pled not guilty to. Chloe Malas is following this for us. We were waiting for this decision. We got it in now. What do we know?
All right. Well, it's 5 pages, and the takeaway here is that the judge is saying that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. And that was what New York prosecutors were saying. I was in court twice last week, and I listened to these prosecutors say that he was a danger to the community. And they showed that video, that surveillance video of him from 2016, brutally beating his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, saying that he has a propensity to violence, and that alone is a reason why we cannot agree to the proposed bail package. Now, his team had offered $50 million, a home of his in Miami as collateral, and they said that he would live in an apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side, monitored by 24-hour security, that he would only talk to his attorneys, that he would only have, certain family members on a pre-approved list, and that, he would actually be under stricter conditions than he is at the jail in Brooklyn. But clearly, this is the third time.
Yeah.
This judge not buying it.
What was Diddy like in court? You were there twice last week. What was his demeanor like?
I mean, he was smiling on Friday, turned around and looked at his children. All of his children were there except for his infant child. His mother was there. He looked a little thinner. He looked a little worse for wear, but he has seemed upbeat and positive. And a few days earlier on Wednesday, so a week ago today, his legal team had a win, because his team was able to say that New York prosecutors wrongly obtained 16 pages of notes from his jail cell during a routine sweep, that it had his defense strategy, it had witnesses that they planned to call at the criminal trial in May, and the judge agreed that those should have been protected under attorney-client privilege. So there was a feeling today among reporter friends of mine and people in the building here that, maybe there's a chance that the judge, given he's taking several days to think about this, he asked for both sides to write a letter, that he might release him. But this is the third time. His team were waiting for a response from them, from his legal team. They could appeal again. But we were talking to Danny Savalos earlier, and he said, they would have to propose something new and different to potentially be successful for a fourth attempt.
They playing a game with him because they want him probably to be a witness or to turn over some evidence on some other people that they would like to have behind bars too. And you got to realize this. For him to do that, and if he does that, his life is more in danger outside of jail than it is in. Because they can't do the same, they can't do the same Epstein move again. They can't do the same Epstein. My friend told me that they put up so many cameras after that Epstein stuff, they can't do that move again. Whether allegedly he did it to himself or somebody else did it to him, we don't know. Whether he's on a private island or he's in the grave, do we really know? The whole thing about it is that he may be safer in jail if people are making his beds and he telling people to smile. He may be safer in jail than he is out. Man, I don't know. I thought he would have it hard, man, because since that was Brooklyn, and Brooklyn always stands up, and a lot of dudes from Brooklyn think that he led big to his death. You understand? And by him being housed in Brooklyn, I thought that it would be real difficult for him. But, money talks, bullshit walks.
You're going to hear about my party. They're going to be shut down. They're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. It ain't nothing but break it down racial barriers, break it down generation barriers. Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on.
With investigations still unfolding, countless questions remain about what new information might surface in the coming months. In high-profile cases like this, speculation often spreads faster than verified facts, but in the end, only the evidence presented in court will reveal the truth. What do you think happens next? Will new details emerge, or will the courtroom be the only place where real answers are uncovered? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're following every development closely, and if you want to stay on top of every twist in this ongoing music industry saga, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a single update. Until next time, stay informed, stay thoughtful, and stay right here.